All right. So as I said, tonight we're going to be going over sleep and how we can improve it. Sleep is the number one thing that we can impact that changes our longevity or detracts from our mortality. So it keeps us on this earth longer. It's the biggest, easiest, most free thing that we can control. So in 3 steps, we're going to go over what you can do to change that. The first thing I want to cover is, why do we sleep? So why is it important? Why should we get sleep? And why you shouldn't put it off until you're dead, or else you're going to find yourself in the graveyard a lot sooner. We're going to go over 3 tips, 3 things that you can start to implement tonight and carry on for the rest of your life. So we're going to go over why you don't want to hit the snooze button, and it doesn't actually help you recover or get any more energy for that day. Why you want to embrace the sunshine and how it can help you sleep a lot better, or adjust to traveling depending on what your schedule looks like. Then we're going to go over how we can implement a wind down routine and actually embrace our hormones more. I'm going to go over some Q&A, and that Q&A is going to be, you're going to send an email to Fix Medical Group and we're going to get back to you. So we can be specific to your needs and we can really dive deep in the information that we share. So let's start with the benefits of why we should sleep. A couple quick bullet points, and we're going to dive into each one of these. First off, it's growth and repair. It's the time that our body actually takes the food that we ingest, they take it from these big pieces and it breaks it down to small molecules, and it utilizes that to repair the tissues. So when we work out, when we break down our muscles, it can build and grow that muscle bigger. It can go to our organs and it can repair from the damage that we take on just from eating food, the wear and tear of us living. So when we sleep, we repair those problems. If we're not ever repairing problems, think of your car. If we just drive that every single day, same wear and tear, never repair that, it's going to wear out. It's going to be totaled. So this is how it impacts our longevity, the length that we spend on this earth. And if you work with us, you know that we don't want you just to be on the earth, but we want you to be an active participant, doing the things that you love. And when we're not sleeping and you're not getting that growth and repair above, you're losing the ability to do a lot of the things that you want to do at a high capacity, such as having good range of motion, being able to build muscle or lose fat, move around easily. We need to grow and repair so that we can continue to do the stuff that we love. It's going to help us keep a healthy weight. There's a ton of research to show that our food choices, the things that we're going to gravitate towards when we're underslept, are really bad. And over time, it's going to lead to us not looking the way that we want to look. So not only can sleep help us utilize the food that we take in, but when we sleep, it helps us embrace better, smarter choices with our food and with our nutrition. And then our mental clarity is also much better. It's been shown that when we're underslept, if you have 10 days in a row of what's called short sleep, which is 6 hours or less, your mental function is equivalent to someone who's been up for 24 hours straight. So think of how many people you know that have been on way more than 10 days of 6 hours of sleep or less. So a lot of times, like I put on this first slide, I'll sleep when I'm dead, kind of wear it like a badge of honor in our culture. Let's hustle, hustle, hustle. We're not going to sleep. Don't worry about the recovery. This recovery part's incredibly important, because if you're spending that time working out, or you're spending this time trying to do deep work in your business, you're not actually creating or moving your thoughts into the long-term memory. So you're losing out on that part. If we're trying to stimulate change in our body and we're doing the work in the gym and in the kitchen, but you're not sleeping, you're never giving your body time to repair. So these are some of the big benefits of sleep. But as I said in the very beginning, the biggest thing is that it's what keeps us on this earth. It's the number one impact on our longevity. So let's jump into some of these tips and how we can implement them. First off, how many people here hit the snooze? A lot of hands in the chat box. Everyone's done it at one point. I used to be the worst at this. I couldn't believe in undergrad how long I had my first roommate, because I would hit the snooze endless times. And what happens when you hit the snooze? After that goes off again, you feel like you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to have more energy. But the 8 or 10 minutes pass, you feel worse. You feel more tired than that first time when it went off. Well, what you're experiencing is something called sleep inertia. What this is our body is meant to sleep in 2 4-hour chunks. This is why sometimes somebody will wake up in the middle of the night, maybe after sleeping 4 hours, they'll go to the bathroom and they easily fall back asleep because they're in the middle of that cycle. They'll then enjoy their next 4 hours. So in a perfect world, we get our 8 hours of sleep. After that, our body wants to switch to 1 hour chunks. So if I've slept for 8 hours, my snooze goes off, I hit that button. Now my body thinks I'm going to sleep for another hour. So chemically, your body's going to release a lot of different hormones to help you do that, to relax and sleep. This is why you feel really groggy or like you feel worse than the first time when your alarm went off. So this, I said underneath it, knowledge is power. This effect, it can take up to 4 hours to fully recover from it. So I really try to remind myself when you get the snooze, and of course it feels good to stay in bed, but it's 10 or 8 more minutes really worth up to 4 hours of you having to recover and get back that mental function. So the snooze is not your friend. You're not going to feel much better or any better at all. And it's going to take you a while to recover from that because now your body is fighting an uphill battle against this chemical cocktail that's trying to help you, trying to make you sleep. So if we haven't hit snooze and you're just waking up, what can we do next to make your next night's sleep easier? You can embrace the sun. When we first get up in the morning, or when you're up early morning, if we can look at the sun for about 15 to 20 seconds, when the sun's kind of early in the sky, meaning before about 8:30 in the morning. What this does is this going to reset what's called your circadian rhythm. So this is when our body kind of times down our sleep and wake cycles. So this is going to create a 14-hour time release for what's called melatonin. This is a hormone that helps us sleep. So if you look at the sun in the morning, that's going to set this timer that in 14 hours, your body is going to start to release melatonin and really help you get an easier night's sleep and utilize that hormone again. This is really helpful if you've been traveling. So if you go East Coast to West Coast or vice versa, or wherever you travel to, and now you're on a different time zone, if you're able to view the sun when you get there or the first time that you're able to, now you can sync up to that new time zone a lot easier. So at the end of the day or altogether in this last bullet point, we said it's harnessing our hormones. So by looking at the sun, you reset that rhythm. Now, when we start to get tired at the end of the night, it's easier to just go to bed. You're going to get back into those more deep sleeps. So the third thing I want to go over is actually having what we call a wind down routine. So I think this is the easiest one to implement and something that regardless of if you have kids, don't have kids, whatever your scenario is, this is one everyone can benefit from. So when we finish eating, put the dishes away, go to the bathroom, do all of your cosmetic routine. So if that's taking makeup off, if that's brushing your teeth, contacts out, floss, whatever it is, do all of those things. Then when you go back to sit on the couch, read, write, whatever it is that you do before bed, and you start to get a little tired, now you can simply transition and go to bed. Instead of the opposite, what most people do, they have their dinner, they go sit on the couch, watch TV or a movie, they get tired, and then they go into the bathroom, you put on the bright lights, they're washing their face, brushing their teeth, they're doing all these things that really wake you up again. Now you get into your bed and they're kind of wired or they're not tired. So by just changing that order of operations, you're not taking any more time to do it, and it shouldn't take that long to do that routine anyways. So brush your teeth, wash your face, contacts out, makeup off, whatever else you need to do. And then when you get tired, transition right to bed. The one thing you can kind of one up this a little bit more to make your life a little easier is I like to set out some of the supplements or anything that I'm going to be taking the next day. It just makes my morning a little less hectic and feel like things are more organized. I don't have to think about as much. So it seems like it's easier to go into the day. So after I do that little cosmetic routine, I'll just simply take a bowl, put all my supplements in it that I'm going to take for the next day, and then maybe get my protein powder or whatever else ready. Last one I was going to say about the bedroom is make sure you keep your bedroom clean and not cluttered. You don't want to get tired, go into the bedroom, and then you have to clear off your whole bed or you have to move things around just to get to the bedroom. Ultimately, that should be a clean space that's kept that way. So when you go in, your body really gets used to just utilizing that for sleep. So again, neurologically, like harnessing your hormones, making it easier. So, oops. That is the last tip that I had for today, as far as optimizing our sleep. So if anyone has more questions or they want some clarity on some of the stuff that we went over, or you have a really specific question for your case or why you're not sleeping, love to hear from you, see what we can do to help you out. And you can send that question to info@fixmedicalgroup.com. We'll get back to you within 24 hours, and we're looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see you next week.